So the other day I had this realization that none of my goals are actually difficult. In fact, the difficulty isn't in the action. After all, what I want is simply a series of actions, and you can write down those actions on paper. So what is it that you want to do? You want to achieve something. To achieve that thing, what do you have to do? A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then E. And finally, the goal's met, right? It's a set of achievable small actions and small steps to sustainable success. But we often feel like the goal's so far away, and we often feel like it's too hard and it's unattainable, and we feel like it's not something we can achieve and do. That got me really interested, because I started to realize that I was deluding myself into thinking that everything was hard, that the goals were difficult, that I couldn't achieve the goals because they were too difficult. In other words, I started to buy into the program. But I think when we can break it down, when we see that the goal is actually made up of all these little actions, and all these actions are achievable, you start to really question and confront that belief system. The belief system that your ego's created to prioritize energy. It doesn't want to spend the energy. So it would rather that you played small and kept with the status quo. But really, it's the energy, it's the feeling that needs to be looked at. Because when we can let go of the stuck energy, when we can let go of the feeling that this is hard, the feeling that I can't achieve this, that I can't do this, that's when the actions along the way will feel more aligned. That's when you can actually do the actions, commit to the actions, and as you go along, things will start to feel easier and easier. So, if you ever have the thought, this is too hard, I can't achieve this, I can't do this, ask yourself, is this realistic? Is this real? Or is this something you feel? Because something you feel isn't the truth. A lot of people think what I feel is reality. It's certainly a relative, subjective form of reality, but it's not reality in the sense that it might not be representing an accurate depiction of what is happening or what could happen. When you realize that, it changes everything. When you realize that, you notice the doubt, you notice the feelings, and you start to see the sensations. These aren't sensations that represent. So these sensations represent something. It's telling some truth to us, some internal truth that we can look at, right? So we can look at it and we can be like, okay, actually, I feel this way about the situation. I feel this way about my goal. We can use that feeling, those symptoms, to dive into the micro belief systems along the way. Like, oh, I don't feel like I can do this or do that. I don't feel good enough. I feel like if other people see me, they will judge me for starting my own business, or they will judge me for, expressing myself in this way. So we can look at the micro beliefs. We can break it down. If we do that, we start to dissolve the feelings. Feelings get questioned. The feelings get released as well. But more importantly, as we do this, we stop buying into our own BS, right? Our own BS that we've started to that we've created in the mind about this isn't achievable. when we start to see things in a more of a realistic light. So, if, man, my air's getting a bit blocked right now. I actually had just had a cold the other day, so I just relieved it now and it's like, wow. Anyway, if you are doubting, back to noticing and dealing with the resistance. You deal with the resistance that comes up, deal with the sensations, the feelings. So you notice the sensations, you notice the feelings, you look at the belief systems they're associated with, you release what needs to be released. And as you do that, these thoughts that you have about the situation will actually start to shift. The thoughts will shift automatically, and automatically it'll feel more aligned, it'll feel more doable, it'll feel more achievable. And when we do that, we can even look at the actions, right? All the little actions along the way. We can start off with a small action, we can build our way up as we build up more confidence.